Okay. So now we are going to discuss about strain energy function. Okay. So what is strain energy? Means, so here if we consider an example, so whenever whenever a resting body is there on a plane, so if you are applying load on the body, the body has to be tensed to move. Body is tensed to be move. Suppose the weight of the body is assumed to be 100 kgs, and to displace the body or to move the body, so we have to apply the force which is greater than 100 kgs, which is must be higher than the weight of the body. So then only the body will be displaced from that position, that way, or it is disturbed from equilibrium position. Okay. So up to the force applying of 100 kg force, the body will absorb the total energy or force which is applied on the body. Okay. So the total energy which is applied on the body is stored inside the body. So that energy is considered as strain energy. Energy is considered as strain energy. See, so when the body is loaded, its dimension changes and work is done on the body. So as I said, when the load is applied, the body will has to be tends to change its dimension. So whenever the change in dimension occurs, we can say that some amount of work is done on the body. Okay. So now this induced work is observed and stored as energy in that body when which may have capacity to do some other work. So that means whatever the force which is induced on the body is initially absorbed by the body, and it will be stored inside the body. So and the rest of energy which exceeds the storing capacity of the body will help us to generate some useful work. Okay. So finally we can say that the total amount of energy stored in the body due to the work done by the force applied on it within the elastic limit is known as strain energy. Simply we can say that whatever the energy stored within the body when load is applied is considered as strain energy. Okay. So for springs, the strain energy function is defined as U is equal to half into F into delta T. F for the springs is nothing but stiffness of the spring K. Okay. So now okay. So for the elastic bodies, the strain energy function is given as half into integral over the volume sigma transpose into epsilon into dV. That function will help us to determine the strain for elastic bodies. Okay. So see, for the complex variables or complex geometries, or complex geometrical condition bodies, so to determine the solution is not a simple task. So to determine the solution, we are utilizing the principle of minimum potential energy function, which is the one of the variational method to which help us to derive the desired solution. So here in FEM, the desired solution means nothing but the displacement at each and every node. We have to find out the displacement at each and every node. With corresponding to displacement, we used to have the stress and strain at particular nodes or particular elements. Okay. So here what is potential energy? We all know that generally the potential energy is nothing but energy which is generated due to the displacement of the body at particular, due to placing of body at particular height. The formula for potential energy is mgh. Okay. So but actually the potential energy states that the total amount of energy which is stored in the body is considered as potential energy, which is having a capacity to store the energy is nothing but potential state. Okay. So now the strain energy for as I said, the strain energy for elastic body is represented by symbol U is equal to half into integral over volume sigma transpose into epsilon into dV. Strain energy function for springs is nothing but U into equal to half into K into delta T square. So what is potential energy function? Potential energy function is potential energy of an elastic body is defined as sum of strain energy and work potential. That means pi, we can write it as pi is equal to u plus or minus Wp. What is work potential? Work potential is nothing but work done due to the external forces applied on the body is said to be work potential, and strain energy is nothing but the total amount of energy which is induced in the body, which is stored in the body, is considered as strain energy. Okay. So now principle of minimum potential energy. So see, what is principle of minimum potential energy means? Finally, what you are trying to do in FEM is we are trying to maintain the stabilized condition or stable condition that which help us to withstand the forces. So here to stabilize the condition, whatever the variable that which help us to state of unequilibrium occurs. So we have to reduce that variable factor. So hence in principle of potential energy function, we used to find out the variables which help us to deform the body from equilibrium state, and we used to identify the variables which will help us to we used to identify the variable which help us to deform the body, and if you reduce that variable condition and make it equal to 0, we can have the body is in stable state. Hence we are utilizing the principle of minimum potential energy equation to solve the problems. Okay. See, what is principle of minimum potential energy function means? For conversion of system, all admissible displacement fields, those correspond to the equilibrium, extremize the total potential energy. If the extrinsic condition is minimum, the equilibrium state is stable. See, so here whatever the fields, displacement fields means here whatever the variables which help us to extremize the equilibrium condition. Extremize means exceed the equilibrium condition. So in the potential energy function, those extremized conditions are minimized. If those extremized conditions are minimized, then equilibrium state will be attained. So the concept is called as principle of minimum potential energy. So see, minimization of variable displacement variables. How to do the minimization of displacement variables means taking the partial differentiation of potential energy function with respect to the corresponding variable and making it equal to 0, then we can reduce the potential energy function. Okay, so let's see. So this is the problem. So what we are going to solve using the principle of minimum potential energy, and here we have to determine see, problem is given that determine the displacements of nodes of the spring system as shown in figure. So here the displacement at node 1 and displacement at node 2 we have to find. Okay, so let us solve the problem using principle of minimum potential energy. So we are assuming the displacement at node 1 is u1 and displacement at node 2 is assumed to be u2, and we are having different types of springs which is having different stiffness coefficients. So for first spring I am assuming K1 is equal to 40 Newton per mm and K2 is equal to 50 Newton per mm and K3 is equal to 80 Newton per mm. Similarly, forces are applied at the node 1 which is a force of 60 newtons, and force is applied at node 2 which is of 50 newtons. Okay. So see, stiffness of third spring is 18 Newton per mm, force F1 is 60 newtons, force F2 is 50 newtons. Okay. So now if I apply the boundary conditions, what are the boundary conditions means? See, boundary conditions means here the first spring one end is fixed and for second spring one end is fixed, only one end is movable. Hence I can state that the displacement at this particular fixed point is 0 and displacement at this particular point fixed point is considered to be 0. These two are said to be boundary conditions for the given problem. Okay. So see, applying the boundary conditions, I can determine deflection in first spring delta 1 is equal to u1 minus 0, that is u1, delta 2 is equal to u1 minus 0, that is u1, delta 3 is equal to u3 minus u2 minus u1. Okay. So now I am writing the potential energy function. So work potentials, what are work potentials? Here only we are having the point load. The work potential due to point load at node 1 is F1 u1, at node 2 is F2 u2. So now I am writing the potential energy function pi is equal to strain energy U plus or minus Wp. So since the work is done on the system, the orbital sign is considered as negative. So therefore, the strain energy function for the springs is half into k into delta 1 delta square. Since I am having three springs, the three springs will absorb the energy when load is applied initially. So therefore, I am considering a half into k1 delta v square plus half into k2 into delta 2 square plus half into k3 into delta 3 square. The work potentials are minus f into u1, f1 u1 minus f2 u2. So substituting the values of k1 delta 1, k2 delta 2, k3 delta 3 and f1 f2 in this equation, I used to have the function as phi is equal to finally I used to have the function as phi is equal to 85 u1 square plus 40 u2 square minus 80 u2 u1 minus 60 u1 minus 50 u2. So now in this function the variable terms are u1 and u2 are only the variable terms. So if I reduce the variable terms u1 and u2 then making them equal to the 0, that extremised conditions are minimized and the body will be in stable or equilibrium conditions. So now if dou phi by dou u1, so if I take partial differentiation of this function with respect to u1, I used to have it as 170 u1 minus 80 u2 is equal to 60. So it's corresponding, if I take dou phi by dou u2 is equal to 0, I can have 80 u2 minus 80 u1 is equal to 50. So by solving these two equations, I can derive the displacement fields. I can derive the displacement fields u1 and u2, So which that has to be minimized to maintain the body is in equilibrium state. Okay. So next is principle of virtual work. Okay. So here, so principle of virtual work means, so here see, a body is in equilibrium if the internal virtual work is equal to the actual external virtual work for every kinematically displaceable displacement fields. So here we can say that whatever the force applied by the external force applied, that force is, we know that energy neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to another form. So for any equilibrium body, if you are applying the force, that force has to be converted into some other force internally in the body. So that is considered as strain energy, storing a strain energy in the body. So see here it is he is saying the same thing, that as body is in equilibrium, when a body if body is in equilibrium, the internal virtual work is equal to the external virtual work. Internal ga enta work ayi jarugutundo, external lo kuda same amount of work anedi add avutu vastundi body equilibrium state lo unnanta work ani. So that is the statement of principle of virtual work. Okay. So next class we are going to discuss some more methods to solve the problems. Okay. Thank you.